Hey everybody, it's Dana and Kathy here today. What is it? It's February 12th, and we have been sitting together for about an hour and talking about the world and what's happening. And we wanted to create some videos. And so the first one is really about navigating chaos and uncertainty and these big transitions that we're all moving through. And so we want to just take a moment to acknowledge that many of us are feeling the intensity of this moment in time. And yeah, just taking a moment to acknowledge it and maybe just talking through some ways to navigate it and to resource yourself, find ways to um, do what you need to do to find more balance right now.
Yeah, one of the things that we were chatting about is how easy it is to get, I'll just say it this way, sucked into the energy of negativity and fear and uncertainty and chaos that is swirling all around us. And one of the kind of fun things that Dana and I can do in our conversations with each other is kind of touch in on it and then leave it and go somewhere else. And this is also kind of personal practices that we each bring to our day. Uh, Needing to know, almost can't avoid knowing some of the patterns that are happening in the world right now, but not getting caught in that energy, which is so depleting. And is why we started our call today talking about having meditated this morning and things like that, things that help us connect to our inner wisdom and our inner guidance. It's not about shutting everything out, but it really is about focusing our attention to the things that are going to, as Dana said, help us be resourced. And so whether that's our higher self, our inner knowing, our inner wisdom, or our spirit guides that are spirit guide teams, it's a recognition that we have agency, sovereignty, and choice about where we focus our attention.
Yes, I love that. Yes, yes, yes.
My new
Um,
mantra.
the sovereignty piece, it's like we feel like we don't maybe have control or power right now, but yet we do. And just reminding ourselves about that and not letting go of that. So we're going to pull a card, each of us. We each have a deck with us. I'm working with the Wildwood Tarot. And so I'm going to ask the cards. My question is, what is it that the cards that the spirit guides want us to know about navigating transitions, chaos, and uncertainty? So I'll just sort of drop in and pull a card here around what kind of wisdom can we gather about navigating transitions, chaos, and uncertainty?
I'm going to hold that same question, Dana, for when I go.
Mm. I'll wait for you to pull a card and then.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
So
Cool.
I pulled the rest card.
I pulled the finding card.
Okay.
Fascinating. All
Yeah,
right. You want to speak to your
sure.
card first?
Yeah, so this is the rest card, and obviously he's taking a rest right on the ground with a big butterfly over top of him. When you think about butterflies, what comes to mind? I think of transformation,
Mm,
something that's evolved, right, from some state to another state. And it's over top. So, in a sense, he's resting. He's got some arrows that have come at him. None of them are in his being, but they are surrounding him. Um, but he's really kind of like passed out there. He's really tired, laying directly on the earth.
mm.
So there's some rejuvenation happening. Maybe there's some earth, energy just floating up into his body to sort of re-nourish him and resource him. And this butterfly is looking over him. So what is it for navigating transition, chaos, and uncertainty? Lots of rest.
Mm-hmm.
Go with the rest. And I'm feeling that too. I've gotten an average of like 5 to 6 hours of sleep this week.
Wow.
Not very much sleep. So I'm feeling like this deep need for rest,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got all of life's, things that happen that prevent rest, right? There's that balance of how do I engage with life and do the things that I need to do, and how do I rest and do what I need to do. And so maybe that's saying no to things and allowing the energy of chaos, uncertainty, and transition to promote more rest.
The other thing that occurs to me in looking at that card, and like he's so utterly out of it, is lots of times our consciousness is working when we're
Mm,
not. And
mm,
I did a post a long time ago about doing the work while looking away, because it doesn't necessarily stop, but if we're not entirely focused on it, there is the consciousness, the energy, the spirits, they're all working,
yeah,
even when we're not. So it's the rest and that pause allows insights to come.
yeah, I love that. And it
There's
makes me think of that butterfly too over him. So it's like, as like you're saying, like even though he's not consciously
right.
evolving, right? He's got this guardian that's over him, supporting him.
There's a butterfly in this one too.
Oh, really?
Two of them. Yes.
I can't see because my eyes,
They're
but
they're really little. They're in this auric energy circle around this woman. And
mm,
so it's really the whole energy in this card is light. And you can see that her auric field around her, which is one of the things that we've been talking about, which is the energy field and how we fuel that. And the word on the card is finding. And I think that just connects so deeply with what we were just saying about finding. Her hands are on her body, which indicates she's looking for this or is supposed to find this from within herself, not from outside of herself. And so this notion of let's go internal, let's connect with our inner wisdom and our inner knowing, or with their spirit guides, our higher self, it just seems to be signified definitely in this card. And I love that there's also butterflies in the card, who are in her field in this place of transformation also.
yeah, yeah, I love that. And in this deck, I don't think there's any other, I've never seen a butterfly other in that card. That's the only card with the butterfly. So that's amazing that they both have butterflies in them.
And I can't remember the name of this deck. I'm going to have to look it up, but it's, I think, really the first time I'm using it because it just feels so appropriate for what we're trying to do here.
I love it. That's
Yeah,
very cool.
it
So I'm
is.
wondering what you all who are listening to this think of these cards. What does
Mm.
the butterfly represent to you in transitioning chaos and uncertainty?
Right. And what message are you seeing in these cards that speaks to you directly? And we would love to have your comments underneath of the video, and we could start a conversation around it because Dana and I will definitely be checking.
Yeah, awesome. So Kathy, what about the four elements?
I really love that we've been talking about the four elements now for months, essentially, and how, I mean, the world wouldn't exist without them, and we wouldn't exist without them. And I think sometimes we forget that we can draw on them to help nourish and resource ourselves, and I think it works both internally and externally, but I'll talk about two of them, and you can talk about the other two, Dana. Water, signifies flowing with emotions, healing and cleansing, but um it the power of it, it's like life-giving, but it can also take away what doesn't serve us anymore. Every morning when I take a shower, I do this mantra of uh water always finds a way for itself. And I say that 3 times. And then I talk about this current of water and this flow of water coming over me, and it to cleanse away what doesn't serve me and fill me up with things that I'm looking for, like abundance, flow, energy, resources. And it's just, I feel it every morning, making that deliberate connection with water.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Do you want to talk about fire? I was going to do two, but I was like, why don't you go next and then I'll.
Okay. Yeah, so fire, again, here's this word transformation. It's this thing that comes in and changes what it touches, and also letting go of what no longer serves you. So that could look like making a list of what you're ready to let go of and burning it, and
Mhm.
allowing it to just transform into something else, into ashes.
Yeah.
And fire, you know, it is a cleansing element as well. And it can warm you. So thinking also about the warming quality of fire. Like maybe you're cold in your house in the winter, and maybe you just need a little bit of fire in order to warm you up and to feel good in your body. Um, and cooking, using fire in the foods that you're making and
Mhm.
nourishing yourself. And yeah, I mean, we could just talk about fire forever, how it serves us, right? As humanity. We wouldn't exist without it, like Kathy said.
Right. Yeah. And then we have the earth. And how often have you heard, if you're feeling ungrounded or unsettled, to go take a walk in the grass or in the woods or whatever? Because the earth provides such a foundation for really, I mean, we build things on the earth and it's alive and it's full of nutrients and things grow out of the earth. And so when we're feeling ungrounded, just that finding a way to connect, I think even if maybe if you can't get outside, like it's winter here in Nova Scotia and there's snow all over the ground, but connecting to things that grow out of the earth, like if you have plants and in your house, and you could connect to the ground, to the dirt or to the plant itself. And just that reminder to ourselves that the connecting with the earth can bring us stability and just a sense of, I don't know, calm, connection to something bigger than ourselves. It's funny when I look at this picture, I mean, I think I see both air, I see air in that, but I
Mm.
also very much feel like she's rooted to the,
Mhm, mhm.
and your
Oh.
guy was lying on the earth.
He's really enjoying the earth
Yeah.
there. Totally. Yep. Yeah, and then air. When you think about just all the information flying across everything right now in chaos, uncertainty, transition, like how much of the ideas that you're working with are coming from your inner wisdom, and
Mm,
how to really connect and, you know, quiet yourself enough to connect to that inner voice for clarity, for understanding, for connecting to ideas that feel enlivening and not fear mongering.
mhm.
Um, or noticing when you are connecting to those more fear mongering external voices and just taking note, like just being aware, conscious of that. And then making a choice also to take time to yourself so that you can, like, well, what is it that's really going on in here? Even in the shower, right? Like where your brain just kind of has a
Yep.
moment to turn off from all that external space and really connect. The ideas can come.
I often think about like going for a walk and then in the breeze, the cobwebs basically blowing out of the brain,
Mhm.
to help bring that sense of clarity. And I think
Mhm.
Dana, in listening to you talking about sort of what are the ideas that we're ruminating on, um, it's impossible to not have thoughts about what's going on in the world right now. And so the key is, like you were just saying, to recognize that I'm having this thought, it's making me feel this way, and I have a choice to turn my attention to something else that
Mhm.
will help me feel resourced in my day or grounded or whatever it is that enables us to navigate transition, chaos, and uncertainty.
Yeah, totally. So of all those things, I guess my question is to folks is, what element resonates for you right now in terms of what you need in this moment? Is it water? Is it fire? Is it air? Is it earth? And just taking one of those elements and going and intentionally doing something with that element that will nourish you
Yeah,
and
love
bring
that.
rest. Bring that rest.
And if you have practices, bring that rest and rejuvenation. If you have practices that you're using and strategies to help you stay focused on what works for you well and keeps you energized and vibrant in your day, share them in the comments below the video, because we would love to be able to circulate that more widely for people.
Yep. And below, we're going to put a link to our new course if you have a deep desire to continue exploring the elements and how they can resource you in these transitioning times that we're living through. We'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. All right. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Kathy.